Hey, it's Marie Antoinette, Intuitive Mental Health Coach here with your Mental Health Monday. And today I'm talking to you about self-pathologization, which sounds like a really big word, right? But pathologizing just means we look at a certain set of symptoms and we apply that without looking at any other considering factors, for example. So I think a lot of us do that sometimes, and I'm talking about this particularly because recently I had a friend asking me if I thought she had bipolar disorder, and the reality is that she's just going through a really rough time, but she started to think that something was really wrong with her. Now, in Western medicine and our Western society, there is certainly reasons for us to do that. We might be even conditioned to do that because that's what our Western medicine model does. And it doesn't look at other factors, or it doesn't look at non-physical realms, it doesn't look at sensitivities, it doesn't look at the fact that some of us may be extremely different to the majority of the population, and somehow being different to others is not considered normal or okay. And so we may also accept those kinds of beliefs into our own world and start to pathologize ourselves. Now, I've certainly done this before myself. I've looked up certain lists of symptoms and gone, oh shit, I've got that. And then I'm like, oh no, I've got that and that. And it just becomes a bit of a nightmare. So I just want to share a little bit of my own personal story with you, and that is that I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder many years ago, but I've never accepted that diagnosis. It doesn't mean that I was in denial of any of my symptoms. It just means that I was able to reframe what the medical system calls bipolar to just being super sensitive. I went shopping the other day and had to come home without my shopping because I became too overwhelmed, too anxious, too angry, and I just needed to come home. Now, a few years ago, I probably would have berated myself for that. I would have gone, Marie, what's wrong with you? Why can't you be normal? Why couldn't you just get your shopping done? But the reality is that I know that I'm super sensitive. Sometimes I take on other people's energy if I'm not too careful. Sometimes I get really depressed. If I'm not looking after my nutrition, my exercise, my sleep, I'm not okay. So those things I do diligently to maintain my mental health, physical, spiritual, everything. Keeping myself on an even keel. So just think it's important that sometimes we just look at our own selves. We look at what sensitivities we have, rather than looking at a set of symptoms and going, I've got this, I've got that, I'm sick, I'm disordered. I hope that this video has been really helpful to some of you. Like, comment or share on this video, and have a happy Mental Health Monday. Alright, I can't sing and sometimes I get a bit overexcited. Is that a symptom? I don't know, does that mean something's wrong with me?